everybody, it's Tom Stoukas coming to you from Sarnia, Ontario today on September 17th. Hope everybody's having a good day. Good night. Uh, so, what's going on today? Same shit, different week. Some interesting news because Parliament started on Monday, resumed. Parliament resumed on Monday. I'm sure they're going to come up with a lot of just useless legislation to bug us. Budget in November, I'm sure we're broke. It's going to be a horrible deficit. The big news, though, was Chrystia Freeland is leaving the cabinet. She was the transport minister, and she's going to be the special envoy for Ukraine. And because she's Ukrainian, and they want to do like she's going to be like for the reconstruction of Ukraine. Oh man. And a lot of things bug me about that is, first of all, why the hell are we reconstructing Ukraine? We already sunk $22 billion in there. And who knows how much we're going to spend to fix Ukraine. And it's like, why are we fixing Ukraine? What Canada's destroyed. So it makes me mad on so many levels. And obviously she's going to be there to keep the war going because she's a globalist warmonger. And she wants to like break Russia apart into pieces. Like, I don't want that. So, and she's getting all this praise from people, even Doug Ford and Aaron O'Toole, saying how great she is. It's like, whatever, man. She just helped destroy this country. She should be in jail, really. She called us Nazis at the Freedom Convoy. She froze bank accounts, horrible finance. She's like, there's nothing to praise her about. So she's gone, and then I guess there's going to be a few other ministers getting cushy diplomatic posts. And I think that's like an effort by the Liberals to like get that old Trudeau stench off them. But they're still traitors, so it doesn't matter if they switch it up a little. And then just all the usual immigrant stories in Canada, how it's all going to hell. We had one guy in the Milton stretch of the 401 driving on the wrong side of the road, and he almost killed people. And then I guess they charged him with like fleeing the scene, drinking and driving. Now I don't know if he was a new arrival, but he could not have been, maybe. But there's a lot of that going on around lately. People driving on the wrong side of the road, people driving on the sidewalk, people driving on the shoulder. You see all those illegal U-turns that truckers are taking. So, like, just a lot of crappy drivers, damn it. No wonder the insurance is going to skyrocketing. A lot of crappy drivers. And lots of stories, just different scams, violent, non-violent scams that we're importing into Canada. Yeah, we got to fix that. And just like lots of different, like there was a report that healthcare is like huge cost to care for refugees in Canada over the last 10 years. And it's like, it's only going to get worse. It's very unsustainable. So, that's about it. And then the Charlie Kirk thing still going on. Still see what the fallout for that is. A lot of people still think it's a little fishy, that whole thing. But I don't trust the FBI, so that's probably what people don't trust the FBI. So there's the problem. Nobody's going to really accept what they say. So yeah, let's look at my X today, the X feed. Okay, so we're talking home invasions in York region, which is Vaughan and up north there, of Toronto. I think they use Vaughan. They go to home invasions in Vaughan because they live in Toronto, let's say, or Brampton or Mississauga, and Vaughan is like, it's kind of like far enough from their home to like they can disappear. Anyway, York Regional Police charged 3 men following 2 armed home invasions in Vaughan, Ontario. Like Vaughan's lots of home invasion. It must be people with money in Vaughan. The suspects were arrested while preparing to commit another home invasion. York Regional Police said 2 suspects were out on bail prior to the incidents. So yeah, they should have been in the can. Instead, they're out home invading. And I don't think they remember the home invasion in Vaughan where the guy got shot and killed. They still haven't caught those people. Like, this is crazy. Maybe it was one of these guys. Who knows? Look at these fine young scholars. It's just like we gotta deport all these young scholars, and if we can't deport them, if like they're unfortunately if they're Canadian, then we gotta put them. We gotta do the we got the Arctic. We gotta use the Arctic gulag with some polar bears, hungry polar bears, and just send them there, man, because they don't want to be civilized. Home invasion's the worst too. Like, if you want to look at uncivilized, the worst thing you can do against civilization is home invasions. Because if you're not safe in your own home, what the hell? What's the use? What's the point? So yeah, they still haven't caught the ones that killed the dude there in Vaughan. Who maybe it's one of these? Who knows? Here today, I thought this was interesting. It's kind of Canada related in the sense Trump State Department accelerated green card processing for Indian nationals, giving them priority and reducing their wait time ahead of other applicants. It's so weird. I mean, the States is starting to see their Indian population, kind of like Canadians noticed here. They're starting to notice, but they're really stepping it up. They're not slowing it down. I mean, we are too. Like, our government's still bringing them in. But yeah, the States is really bringing in the Indians. I don't know why. But I don't know why. There's so many Indians. India can't handle them. They got to send them out. But I've seen a lot of stories in the States against like Indian fatigue, similar to like the Canadian ones. So it must be starting to. They must be starting to go there pretty like in noticeable numbers. But Trump's bringing them on. All right. Next. On the West Coast here, a new task force targeting extortion threats against BC's South Asian community. So this is what happens. You turn Canada into India, and you have South Asian extortion gangs. So now we have to spend more money on task force to get these guys, and nobody's gonna go to jail anyway. Authorities in BC are acknowledging the fear and disappointment among the province's South Asian community amid a spate of extortions and violence that has seen homes and businesses sprayed with bullets. Maybe, how about we don't import millions of Indians into Canada? Okay. Dozens of threats. Some of the associated attacks have been depicted on social media by Sorry, I lost my. Some of the attacks have been depicted on social media by the apparent perpetrators, but there have been only a handful of arrests. Okay. Krieger called the crimes targeting the South Asian community deeply concerning. Maybe they shouldn't have. I don't know. BC's, might as well call it Brampton West. 40 members from enforcement agencies throughout BC as they try to stop the extortion wave. So yeah, who knows how many millions are going to spend on this. Anyway, you get the idea. BC's, it's gone, man. It's such a beautiful place too. Run by idiots. Okay. Brampton, Ontario, deport report. Kartik Ahatan and Simranjit Singh have been arrested and charged for attempted murder during an armed carjacking. Both were held for a bail hearing. Yes, that's what we're bringing into Canada. These guys here, these young gentlemen, the Singh boys, they're just misunderstood. Uh, so like we bring them here, they don't contribute anything. They just take, and then we have to spend all this money on the courts and the police, put them in jail, and so like it's just it's horrible. Like the court systems are collapsing, the police are overwhelmed, and these guys should be having a ticket out of here. Look at this. He's the Indian Fabio, this guy. Okay. I don't know why we don't just put him right on a plane out of here. Okay. Here's a story here on the healthcare. New government data reveals a staggering 12-fold increase in spending on medical procedures for asylum claimants over just 9 years under the Liberal government. So 12 times the cost to treat refugees has increased by 12. I guess a lot, basically. Of course, a lot of these refugees probably haven't ever been in a Western hospital, so of course they're gonna go take advantage of it. They probably have 5 different medical conditions they need taken care of, and it's not sustainable. We can't be the world's hospital. We don't even have people for us, doctors, to take care of our aging population. And the stream of refugees is it's still coming in. They're not doing anything to stop it. When you're giving people free healthcare, free hotel, free this, free that, they're gonna call right home and say, "Get over here." This is unsustainable. Only Canadian citizens should get healthcare. No freeloaders. Yes. It's the thing in Canada. People come, they give you a sob story, and next thing you know, you give them everything. And that's fine if it's just one person. But if it's a million people, you're kind of screwed. Okay. Now here shows Toronto's turning into a third world country. Is people drive wherever they want, whenever they want. When you see those videos of third world country and the traffic is going all different directions. This is Toronto now. Okay. A video shows wrong way driver on Highway 401 before crash and arrest, OPP say. So yeah, 401 is this is one of the busiest stretches of highway in Canada, if not the busiest. Milton is busy, but not as the Milton portion is busy, but not as busy as Toronto itself, but it's still busy. So how the hell this guy went on the wrong way in the highway, which is very serious because you can kill people. He's lucky nobody got killed. And I've heard of people doing this at night, because it's not as busy, and they might have you turn on the wrong ramp, whatever. Actually, I don't know how they did it, but to do this in broad daylight, something's up. I have a feeling it was a newcomer. So this is what it says. Man is now facing charges of dangerous driving, failing to remain at the scene, and driving the wrong way on a divided highway. Police also say they are investigating his state of sobriety during the incident. Officials did not release the name of the accused. So yeah, I wonder if it was as a new Canadian or a wannabe Canadian. Because I know there's some bad Canadian drivers, but I just can't see them doing this. I want to see the video. Look at this dude. He's lucky he didn't kill anybody. But that's the thing with the roads now. Why should you have to worry if your kids or your family are going to get wiped out on Canadian highway? Because these dummies don't know how to drive. Between the truckers and the regular cars, because If you go to a license office, I went to the license office in London to do my motorcycle license, and literally the whole place was full. 100 Indians in there waiting to get their license. And I'm like, man, what's going on here? It's like, now I'm like, man, we should be scared because these guys suck at driving. Here's the video. Oh no. It's like, can you imagine if you're driving down the... Imagine you're driving down the 401, just mind your own business, and some dude is coming in the wrong way. That'd be crazy.
So do we. Book your replacement at speedyglass.ca.
All right, let's watch this video.
Charges have been laid after a driver was caught on video speeding in the wrong direction on the 401 in Milton. Have a look at this. OPP sharing footage of a vehicle driving westbound near James Snow Parkway earlier this month, when suddenly a vehicle appears in the center lane driving in the opposite direction. The driver of the sedan loses control, begins to swerve, and narrowly avoids a head-on collision with the driver who captured the video. Police say a 21-year-old man from Toronto is facing several charges, including dangerous driving and leaving the scene of an accident. We're joined live now by OPP Sergeant Carrie Schmidt. Thanks for being with us today, Sergeant.
Thank you for having me.
You know, watching that video, I flinch when I'm looking at it. How does something like this happen?
Yeah, how does something like this happen?
Well, that's the investigation is ongoing right now. We're trying to determine what the circumstances were. We're looking into impairment as well as being a contributing factor. No charges of impairment at this time. But you know, as soon as someone gets onto a highway like that, our 911 center gets lit up with 911 calls. And when you see it happening in front of you, by the time that first car in front of this driver that we're looking at from the dash cam swerves out of the way, this driver had just a flash of a second, less than a second, to take evasive action to save their life. Fortunate.
You never expect that car to be coming at you at that speed as well.
That's crazy.
We understand, too, as part of this investigation, that the driver left the scene. What could you tell us about that?
Well, the driver was going, again, high rates of speed, weaving through traffic, sideswiped several vehicles before he actually lost control and went into a concrete light standard abutment on the highway. At that point, he fled the scene. Callers at the scene reported his direction of travel. Mississauga OPP were able to...
Why don't they name him then?
...driver a short distance away, take him into custody, and he's now facing criminal charges with additional charges pending, depending on that investigation. But, you know, daytime hours, Sunday night, when something comes at you like that, you have very little time to react. And if you're not paying 100% attention of what's going on in front of you, this driver wouldn't have been able to take evasive action. And it's just fortunate that a fatality was averted.
Well, yeah, well, you mentioned there, too. I mean, conditions were good. The daylight hours, obviously no rain, nothing like that. Is there advice you would give drivers if you see something like that coming toward you?
Well, time is of the essence. You know, if this would have been a nighttime call, by the time your brain would have picked up the fact that those headlights coming towards you were in your lane, it's probably too late. You know, again, that's always have enough following distance so you can see distance in front of you. But like we've seen vehicles coming the wrong way. We've also seen flying wheels. A tire comes bouncing off the opposite direction. And by the time you realize it's on a collision course, you may not have time to respond. So again, vigilance, attention.
All right, you get the picture. But they didn't put the name. Like, it could have been very well been a Canadian who had too much to drink. So it would have been nice if they put the name this week. But 21-year-old, usually our Canadian, the ones that do that are usually older. The ones that get all wasted and drive like on the opposite side, they're usually older than 21. So release the name next time. So yeah, Toronto's becoming a third world shithole. And, you know, we think it's funny, you know, it's kind of funny. Oh, the guy drove on the wrong side. But It's serious because, you know, so many accidents now and bad drivers and unnecessary deaths. It's like you shouldn't have to worry with if you're driving in your family on the 401. Some dummy's gonna hit you or drive the wrong way. It's not a laughing matter. All right, and Calgary, what they're doing? Oh no, counterfeit money. That's the new racket they're in. They're into everything. These guys. Now I know. I'm sure there's homegrown Canadians that do the into the counterfeiting, but these guys, I'm sure, will bring it to a new level. Tinavimbo Gandawa was arrested following multiple reports that counterfeit money was being used to make purchases. Search warrant seized $58,000 in counterfeit money and an imitation firearm. That's a lot of counterfeit money. It looks pretty good too, like pretty authentic. 60 grand in counterfeit money. I hate that. And they'll just use that as an excuse to use digital money. But yeah, whatever scam there is, they'll do it. You'll find an Indian guy behind it. You know, because they come to Canada, what else are they going to do? Carjacking, home invasions, extortion, sexual assault, counterfeit money, human trafficking, smuggling, fentanyl. Oh, shit. So, Chrystia Freeland's going to go be the special envoy for Ukraine. I guess some other ministers are supposed to be leaving for diplomatic posts. Bill Blair, I mean, the guy's a dinosaur. Jonathan Wilkinson and somebody else, Lametti, this is like, I don't know what he is, chief of staff or something. So he's sending them all, and they're all Trudeau era ministers. So I think he's trying to shake that Trudeau. Like Chrystia Freeland was totally unpopular. I think they knew that. But now she's going to do the money laundering in Ukraine. Next, Emerson, Manitoba. Fennel Patel been arrested and extradited to the U.S. in relation to human smuggling. Patel had helped a family of 4 cross into Canada legally before they froze to death. So yeah, I don't know what's going on. So what's going on too now is a lot of smuggling of Indians between the U.S. and Canada. Now, this used to happen a lot before 9/11, and you didn't even have to do anything. You just drove over, and you would drive people over. And this is before 9/11. They didn't even ask for passports or anything. It was pretty crazy. It was a very open border. And then after 9/11, they cracked down, and like everybody had to have passports and this and that. You couldn't just say, "Oh, we're going over for." So the smuggling still went on, but it wasn't. It would cut down after 9/11, and now with the Indians coming, they're probably going to take it to a new level, and it's going to cause problems. See, Canada's got this long border with the States, and so some Indians, let's say they can't get into the States, they'll come to Canada on a tourist visa, and then they'll pay these guys to sneak them over the border, or vice versa. Could be they're getting deported from the States, so they, instead of going back to India, they get smuggled into Canada. So who knows how bad it is? Like human smugglers, human traffickers, basically. It's a big business. But you got 1.5 billion Indians, and let's say the millions of them that can't come here, that the States won't let in, they'll just come here and then cross the border. All right. Here's Joe. Oh, God. Speaking of immigrants, we're still talking about Joe Puck Daddy Andijar, who did this rally on last Saturday in Toronto. And it was just very sparsely attended. And basically they got bullied out, kicked out of the park by the Antifa losers. But this guy, he wants to be a leader of a movement, and he's, I've tried to give him the benefit of the doubt because getting off the couch and going trying to do something, I have to give him a little credit, okay. But that's about it. I can't give him much more. He's wrong on everything. Like, listen to him talk about immigration. He's very like Tommy Robinson, basically. He wants to demonize Muslims and say, we don't want Muslims here, but he'll take everybody else. And that's like the Zionist immigration plan. Oh, let's demonize Muslims and then take everybody else from India and Africa. So that's Joe. He's a Zionist shill. Listen to him here. I didn't see this video.
I'm not saying no to immigrants. I say we need to...
We are. I am.
Slow it down. We need to be more...
Slow it down. That's like, Pierre, slow it down. No, not slow it down. Cut it. Cut it down. Like, right to the bone.
I guess careful about who we bring into this country. Earlier on, someone attacked one of your people here. How do you feel about the other side already attacking you? I see the police already got them, and thank God they analyzed the situation and they got the right person. So how do you feel about the other side already attacking you earlier on? I'd be lying to you to say I'm not tense right now. I'd be lying with, the stuff that's happening around the world, with what happened with Charlie Kirk.
And then he just compares himself to Charlie Kirk.
The other day, rest in peace. There's no room for violence. We're allowed to share our views. We're allowed to have different opinions. If I wanted to know about their protests, I would call them and say, hey, look, what are you guys about? Why are you here? What is the message you're trying to send before saying a comment to them or bringing a rally? Like, this is calling us fascists, Nazis. I mean, my father's Jewish. How am I a Nazi?
So there you go.
I'm not saying no. I'm not saying no.
The problem I have with Joe, this guy, is he shouldn't be leading nothing, because he's wrong on the immigration thing. He's got the Tommy Robinson immigration model, which is let in Hindus and Sikhs because they take our values, but keep the Muslims out. That's his immigration. So he shouldn't be leading nothing. Nobody follows him anyway. But also, he was a COVID commie. He had the mask and he had to stay the puck home shirts. So he was wrong on that. Totally wrong. And I guess I found out this. He was a Maple MAGA guy. So he was like, there's Puck Daddy there. Look at, he's got the mask, outside mask. Like, the poor little kid's got a mask. And then here's stay the puck home. And apparently, I found out too, so he was Maple MAGA, 51st state. He fell for that right away, ready to give it up to Donald Trump and the Americans. Then he was COVID commie. Then he was immigration light, fake anti-immigration. And then he was a Pierre cheerleader, wrong on that one too. And I guess he was a George Floyd guy. So when George Floyd died, he was all like, oh, King Floyd, and rest in peace, King Floyd. And this. So he's basically wrong on everything, this guy. And I'm not trying to pick on him, but he's literally wrong on the wrong side of everything. So he shouldn't be leading anything. That's what I think. And whoever wants to follow him, good luck. You'll probably get beat up by the Antifa wankers. So yeah. Lethbridge, Alberta. Police in Lethbridge, Alberta have laid charges against a Calgary man. What the hell is he doing in Lethbridge? Following an incident in which a 12-year-old girl was lured online and sexually assaulted in April. 26-year-old Jahangir Ali Samir has been charged with sexual assault invitation. Holy shit. Invitation to sexual touching, sexual interference, possession of child porn, and 2 counts of child luring. Okay. Police believe this is not an isolated incident. There may be more victims. Look at this guy. We gotta get rid of this guy. Like, why are we bringing these guys here, man? Let's bring millions of single horny dudes from India to Canada. That sounds like a great plan. Like, we need to put... I'm serious. Like, in Korea, I say this all the time, but in Korea, if you're there on a visa, or if you're not a citizen, and they catch you with even a little doobie, they're deporting you. Within 2 weeks, you're out. And here, we let them go through the court system. We treat them like Canadian. We give them all the rights of Canadians. They probably get legal aid, and they just drag it out. Okay, and there's my Puck Daddy. I try to give him Puck Daddy the benefit of the doubt, but he's been wrong on everything. COVID, George Floyd, Maple MAGA, 51st State, Zionist shill, Pierre cheerleader, now weak immigration. Nobody should be following him. I want to see if they say what he said about George Floyd. There's him as a COVID commie. There's the Tommy Robinson Mossad. Okay, here he is. What happened in Minneapolis is disgusting. I watched the entire video at 6 a.m. this morning and it hit me hard. There will be a time when the line is drawn and us, the people, realize we have the numbers and retaliate. Unfortunately, the bad cops ruin it for the good ones. This shit can't go on. Prayers for Big Floyd. I can't breathe. Hashtag. Yeah, man. Yeah. He's a BLM. He fell for that BLM crap. So, he's basically wrong on everything. Let's see what he says here.
George Floyd. It's a tough time for everyone, but I know we'll all pull through, and
this is the leader we need.
We'll get back to a new normal. Hey guys, good morning. Puck Daddy 93 here. Figured I'd first off say I hope all is well with everyone. I know there's a lot going on in the world right now with COVID, with George Floyd.
Yeah, I wasn't worried about George Floyd.
Time for everyone, but I know we'll all pull through, and we'll get back.
I was more worried about losing my business because of the COVID lockdowns that you supported. COVID isn't playing games, guys. God, what a wanker. Maple MAGA. Okay. Here's Maxine Bernier. After sending $22 billion of our money to contribute to needlessly prolonging the war, destroying Ukraine, and killing thousands of Ukrainians, Chrystia Freeland is appointed special representative of Canada for the reconstruction of Ukraine, a position that will allow her to send even more billions to the country of her grandparents. Aren't you fed up getting fleeced for Ukraine? Yep. Who knows what she's going to do? I think she's going to do whatever she can to avoid a peace deal. Try and throw whatever wrench she can into that. So here's another thing. This is a big problem as all these temporary foreign worker visas are being so abused. Like, people are basically selling them to Indians looking to come here. So they basically, they're selling they're not supposed to, but it's all sort of corrupt. So the Indian will pay $30,000. They'll get the permit. They'll come in, and they'll basically have to be a slave to the employer, or else they get sent back to India. So it's just a big slave market forming in Canada. It's horrible. Okay. How much fraud is occurring with Indian immigration this time in Canada? There seems to be a pattern. All right. So, LMIAs are still being sold for $30,000 to $40,000. Those are the temporary foreign worker permits, I think. Employees declare paying $35 an hour, but pay the workers much less and exploit them. Indians never hire Canadians who ask questions and seek work-life balance. Yeah, it's horrible. And I don't see the Liberals rushing to change it. They're not. They're just, they give you like word. They say they're going to do stuff and they never do it, basically, because they want to just keep flooding us. And his Dominion Society thing, this is a good idea, actually. It's a good way to get rid to help in the remigration. Is because right now what they do is they come here and they basically use Canada for all it's worth, and then they send whatever back home. So they propose a remittance tax on funds sent abroad. No social services for non-citizens. Yeah, because they come here and they get automatic health care, dental, probably everything. Drugs, like pharmacare, everything. It's unsustainable. Hotels. Ban on foreign language signage, yeah. That's cost money. Plus, this is Canada. We don't want that. Ban on visible religious symbols for public employees. Yeah. No immigrants in public service, elected office, or national security sensitive fields. Yeah. Remember that? We were looking at that Indian Conservative MP from Edmonton. He can barely speak English, and he's an MP. So I've been saying that for a long time to, like, House of Commons should be, half they should be born in Canada. There's too many foreign born. And they just bring their constituencies aren't their ridings, it's their people. It's horrible. Okay. Here in Quebec man. No, you fucking inbreds. That's a foreign invader and he will never be Canadian. So, Quebec man arrested on charges of human trafficking a minor in Peel region. Yeah. They do a lot of this trafficking. I know that in the States, in the UK, it's really bad. They have, like, grooming gangs, I guess. And the police, for some reason, don't do anything. And I'm sure they're trying their best to bring it here to Canada. Oh, man. If I had a choice of what to do with these guys, oh, man. But, yeah. Big problem. So what's his name? Nahom Teklahayamanat was sexually trafficking a minor from Quebec. He allegedly brought the missing girl from Longueuil, Quebec, to a brothel rental unit in Brampton where she was trafficked. Oh, who knows? These guys all need to be kicked out, and if they can't kick them out, put them up in the Arctic. Gulag. Okay. A lot of Israel stuff. Here's Bob Ray. Wishing my personal best to Chrystia Freeland, who succeeded me as the MP for Toronto Centre, a consistent fighter for principles and the public good. Look forward to working with her on helping Ukraine rebuild. Man, Bob Ray helped destroy Ontario, helped destroy Canada as a Liberal, living off the taxpayer, a cushy UN job. And it pisses me off when he says, like, how great Chrystia Freeland is. Like, she hasn't done anything. She's a Soros stooge. She helped Trudeau destroy Canada. She called us Nazis. And Bob Ray, Doug Ford, Aaron O'Toole, they're all, like, praising her. It's like, man, it's all one big party there with you guys. Uniparty. And now she's going to Ukraine. Like, as far as I'm concerned, she could stay there. But she won't. She'll just come for the money. Okay. Canada's turning into a third world shithole because of these traitors, and now we're going to help reconstruct Ukraine. What the fuck? Look at that witch. She's just a failure. She was a failure every portfolio, and she should be in jail. Good riddance. One of the worst MPs of all time.
Is so rosy. If the rebound.
I fucking hate her voice, man.
But if the data is so rosy, if the rebound is so strong, and it really is, why don't we feel very good? Why are Canadians so worried?
God. Yeah, we gotta get rid of all these people, man. But I'm not very optimistic. We got all these globalist commies here. U.S. got all the big Zionist warmongers there. They all meet eventually. They're all on the same team. So, that's it. Alright. So that's it for till tomorrow. We'll see what happens tomorrow. We'll see what other third world happenings we can report on. So until then, everybody have a nice night, and we'll see you then.